Interior design is not something I've really covered in my videos before, which is strange considering how important of an aspect it is when it comes to building in Minecraft. Almost every build in Minecraft, no matter how large or small, is going to have an interior, so it's always important to make sure your interiors look as good as you can make them look. Now, I'm implying that that's a lot harder than it sounds, and it really can be. Building interiors can be rather difficult, especially for larger builds. Maybe you just spent hours detailing and shaping the exterior of your build, and now you have to spend just as much time going over the interior of a build and making sure that looks nice and pretty. And if you have to deal with multiple floors and elevation changes, that can be really tricky to deal with too. Sometimes building interiors can be very unfun. Now, if you've been watching my live stream series Minecraft with the boys, you might be aware that me and my friends have created a survival world where we've built a castle in which I was allotted a space about this size and shape, which I could decorate as my own personal bedroom, living area, apartment space. So I figured I would redecorate the interior of my Minecraft apartment step by step to show you guys my thought process whenever I make any sort of interior in Minecraft. Hopefully, it'll be a big help to you guys too. Enjoy. So step one is always the most important, which is strange because a lot of people often skip over this step or kind of just dismiss it entirely, and that's just to plan things out. I mean, it seems obvious enough, but really not enough people do it. So you really want to plan things out on your interior. How are you going to break up your space? What items and necessities are you going to need? Is there any particular block palette that you're going to use? Are you going to want two block thick walls or just one block thick walls? Things like that are always important to keep in mind whenever you're designing your interior, and it's always the first things you want to think about. So usually breaking up the space is the first thing that comes to mind. So just for example, we're going to plan out a wall right about here. We'll leave a 2 wide gap opening. And this can be kind of our bedroom area or something like that. And then the rest of this will be kind of I don't know, a hallway. We'll have a little hallway, and then we'll have a kitchen over here, and then kind of a living area over here. I'll plan out a doorway to be right here. So this is how we'll enter our apartment. And then we can plan out I guess the kitchen space can be kind of this area. Then we'll have our living area or something like that. We'll have like a fireplace right here. That'll be kind of nice. And then our hallway will kind of just take us between these various areas and into our bedroom. So yeah, I think I'll probably stick with mostly spruce wood and stone bricks in this build. It's going to be pretty basic color palette, but it's one that works really well. Step two is just the walls, floors, and ceilings of your interior. Like I said, I'm going for a spruce palette, so we're just going to fill in the floor with spruce planks right here. We'll probably do the same thing with the ceiling as well. I've been using mostly spruce for the floors and ceilings of our castle. Just to continue the trend, we'll keep with these spruce planks for our floors and also for our ceilings as well. However, just because our ceiling is spruce doesn't mean it just has to be plain old spruce planks. As a matter of fact, I'm doing spruce stairs along the edges and we're filling in the rest of the ceiling with slabs. And that creates this kind of a runner along the edge of the ceiling and it adds a bit of structural support and interest just to our ceiling itself. It adds a nice little bit of detail and I think that looks kind of cool. I'm also just going to add a bit of a divider right here between where our kitchen and our living area is supposed to go. That way it's going to divide up the space a little better, add a bit of structural support. Yeah, just go like that. And all right. I think that looks pretty decent. I think that's going to look rather good. Step three is just furniture and major decorations. And as you can see from my inventory, I've decided to go for a mostly dark oak furniture setup, just to kind of differentiate from all the stone, brick, and spruce planks that we've got going on. So first up, since this is our bedroom in here, we're going to set up a nice big four-poster bed as kind of the centerpiece of our bedroom right here. So we're going to set up a kind of a structural bottom around our bed. Now we've got to add some fences because it's a nice big four-poster, so we got to have some posts. Then we'll have some dark oak slabs just to kind of ring around the top. Make sure we can still get in through here. Yep, we get in nice and fine. And then we'll just add some gates around the top. That'll add a bit of structural support, and then we can pop our bed in the middle like this. And there we go. We got a nice big 4-poster bed. Since this is a bedroom, we got to have a place to store our clothes, and I have got a spruce wardrobe design that I'm a very big fan of. We're just going to build it from the inside here. We go for some slabs up on top and some spruce doors on the side. Then we go for spruce trap doors like this. Close them up. Go to the other side, more spruce trapdoors, close them up, and there we go. We got a nice little wardrobe that we can open up. Moving on to our living space, we're going to need a few places to sit. So I'm going to start off with a nice big couch that's going to wrap into this corner and then kind of curl around right there. Looks like a nice big sectional. I love sectional couches, and yeah, they're really easy to make in Minecraft. Just a couple stair blocks placed next to each other, and there you go. We're also going to have a little armchair right here. All we got to do, place some trap doors and a nice little chair right there, and then boom. So we've got our armchair and our nice sectional sofa. Now in this corner right here, I think I said I was going to do a fireplace. Now normally you do a fireplace in brick or stone brick or something, but I'm going to throw in a nice little bit of granite into our brick mixture right here, and that's going to add a nice little kind of design detail that I think is going to look rather good. So we're just going to go boom. There's kind of the front of our fireplace. Now we just throw on some sides like this, and then on top we'll add let's see, kind of just a couple stairs and slabs just on top like that. And there we go. We got a nice little fireplace with a mantle. Last up is our kitchen, and this is where we're going to put all of our necessities right here. So we've got our crafting table and furnaces, like every kitchen needs. We'll have a nice little cauldron right here with a water bucket and a tripwire hook as a faucet. And then we're going to need a little bit of storage. So barrel right here, barrel right there, and then boom, we've got a nice little bit of a kitchen with all the amenities. All right, we've completed our first 3 major steps. We've planned things out. We broke up all the space. We put in our floors, our walls, and our ceilings. We put in all of our major furniture and decorations. And so technically we could call this build done, but we're not going to. Because step 4 is just details, and details is just filling in all the blank spaces on the walls and all the floors, really bringing your build to life. This is kind of just a kind of a plain, simple build at the moment. It's not super visually appealing or anything. Um, it doesn't have a whole lot of life in it. And so we're going to try and bring it to life by adding a bunch of details, by filling in all these blank spaces and such. Like, for example, our door. We could just throw a couple doors on it and say, that's our entrance. But we can also just as easily go the extra mile. We can add a little arch above the doorway. We can add some trap doors above it, bring those down, and that way, from the outside, we have a very nice looking doorway. We've got this nice big arch, we've got the big double doors that open, and overall, this looks much more appealing than it did before. All right, let's start with our living room area over here. We're going to start by adding just a little bit of wool over here just to make a nice kind of carpet looking area. So now it looks like we have a nice little rug in front of our couch, and we can really go the extra mile by placing some carpet blocks down as well. So now it's got a bit of texture difference. It looks a little raised and lowered in some areas, and that's just a nice little bit of extra detail you can add to make it look more like a rug and not just a patch of wool on your floor. Right now our mantle is a bit barren, so we're going to add a spruce stair and a couple of oak fence gates, and now it looks like we have kind of a moose head looking thing on our mantle, which is a nice little bit of detail there. We have kind of an awkward corner back here, so let's make the most of it by adding a jukebox so we can play some music discs and a little chest above it to hold our discs in. Moving on to our kitchen, there's a lot of things that we can do even further in just this little space. I'm going to add a flower pot right here. I love flower pots. They can even look like cups or mugs with drinks inside them. So they're usually a good little thing to add whenever you have a little bit of a blank table surface like this. We can add a few extra trap doors right here just to give us a little extra shelf space. That'll give us enough room for maybe an extra barrel, a chest, and even a lantern to light things up a little better. We've got a bit of a blank space right here at the end of our hallway, so I'm just going to add a table right here just to kind of take up the wall, and we're also going to add a nice big painting on top of it. That'll clear up the space rather nicely. It's important not to overuse the paintings too much. I know they're nice to rely on to take up wall space, but having too many of them is going to look a little sloppy, so try to figure out other ways that you can decorate your walls. So now that we've kind of moved on to the hallway, we've got this giant blank wall right here. So I'm going to fill this space with a potted plant made with a cauldron and some oak leaves. Then next to it, we're going to have a bit of a bookshelf situation right here. We've got some bookshelves, so we're going to add some interest into this bookshelf just by adding a stair block, a fence block, some slabs, and then maybe another bookshelf like that. And there we go. We've got a very untraditional looking bookshelf. And then lastly, we're just going to add a little bit of wool right here, just to make this nice kind of carpet runner down our hallway. Add a little bit of carpet onto these wool blocks. And we've got ourselves a nice little rug going down the length of our hallway. Moving into our bedroom now, we've got this nice big blank wall to work with. Now, I would love a little bit of natural light in this bedroom, so I'm going to do what we did on our survival world, and I'm going to add a nice big balcony just to overlook the surrounding land. I mean, it's a flat world over here, but my balcony in the survival world overlooks a cliff, and so it looks rather nice. So we're going to decorate this by adding some stairs, stairs up onto our balcony. We're going to have a nice big archway like that, just so it looks rather nice. And then on the outside, just some spruce slabs to decorate our balcony a little bit. And then kind of go like this with some cobblestone. There we go. And so now we've got kind of our surrounding ledge, couple fences, and then fence gates just to cap things off. And now we've got a nice little balcony outside of our room. We've got a couple more awkward corners in here that we need to fill, so I'm going to fill one of them with another of those potted plants that I love so much. I'm going to add another table right here. And another decoration that you could use to fill your wall is maybe just a map of the surrounding area. Maybe the map of your surrounding area is interesting. Mine is currently not, but hey, this works a little bit better in other worlds. I'm also going to add a couple more tables just to take up these corners right here. And we'll add a chest, and there we go, another little flower pot. And let's add just one more rug in here just to cap things off. There we go. All right, and that's pretty much interior design. We managed to turn a large and pretty bland and awkwardly shaped space into a very nice looking apartment. Hopefully you guys are feeling proud and accomplished if you've got this far, which is good because the fifth step is actually to just admire your work. Being able to sit back and, feel accomplished at the things you've built in Minecraft is a big part of building. It's very motivational to be able to sit back and, just look at the things you've built and go, you know what, I made this and I did a pretty good job. So yeah, just sit back, admire your work, tell yourself you did a good job because you did do a good job. You deserve a little pat on the back. So good for you for making it this far. As a bonus for making it this far in the video, here's a few extra little advanced tips for those of you that still want them. Don't be afraid to use elevation changes to your advantage when you're building. And what I mean by that is just because your build isn't necessarily big enough to have multiple stories doesn't mean you can't use stairs or slabs or elevation changes within your build. Actually having one area or room that's maybe 1 or 2 blocks lower or higher than another area or room in your build can actually add a lot of interest and helps differentiate the various rooms within your interior. Having an extra layer of blocks for the interior walls of your build can help liven your interior and set it apart from your exterior. I highly recommend using concrete blocks for your interior walls because it's a very nice, bright, flat color, and it often looks like a nice, fresh coat of paint. Adding structural support elements like archways and pillars can help make the interiors of your build feel more believable, in addition to breaking up the space a little bit better. Pillars are also good to use if you have kind of an awkward corner within the interior of your build, kind of like right here. There, much better. This might go without saying, but it's usually a good idea to make sure the furniture in your interior is a different color from the rest of your interior. That way it doesn't blend in too much. For example, if you got, say, a mostly spruce interior with spruce walls or spruce flooring, then you might want to go for some dark oak furniture, or birch furniture, or oak furniture, something that's not going to blend in too much. But easily the best way you can improve at making interior designs is just to practice. I mean, sure, you can look up guides like this one on the internet, which give you various tips and tricks or show you various design ideas, but the best way you're going to get better at designing interiors is to just go into your own creative world and, work out designs, see what works, what doesn't, what looks good, and what doesn't look good. And that's the only way you're going to get any practical experience and learn how to get better at designing interiors in Minecraft. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's how-to video. If you did enjoy, then maybe consider leaving a like down below or even pressing that subscribe button. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me say that every video, but it really is appreciated. So if you consider that, it would mean a lot to me. If you have any suggestions for videos that you'd like to see in the future, then feel free to comment those below. I do read my comments and I do take suggestions for videos, so those are also very much appreciated. So yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you guys sometime soon.